translates to, by means of it, it goes on all fours. While perhaps the most common variety seen in horror fiction by non-Navajo people, the Yinandaldoshi is one of several varieties of specifically a type of Antihijni, a legend of the skinwalkers not well understood outside of Navajo culture, mostly due to reluctance to discuss the subject with outsiders. Navajo people are reluctant to reveal skinwalker lore to non-Navajos or to discuss it at all among those who they do not trust. What happens when Rowling pulls in is we as Native people are now opened up to a barrage of questions about these beliefs and traditions. But these things are not things that need or should be discussed by outsiders at all. I'm sorry if this seems unfair, but that's not how our cultures survive, as Adrian Nee said that. Navajo witches, including skinwalkers, represent the antithesis of Navajo cultural values. While community healers and cultural workers are known as medicine men and women, or by terms in the local indigenous language, witches are seen as evil, performing twisted ceremonies and manipulating magic in a perversion of the good works medicine people traditionally performed. In order to practice their good works, traditional healers learn about both good and evil magic. Most can handle the responsibility, but some people can become corrupt and choose to become witches. Animals associated with witchcraft usually include tricksters, such as the coyote, but can include other creatures, usually those associated with death or bad omens. They might also possess living animals or people and walk around in their bodies by locking eyes with them. Skinwalkers may be male or female. Skinwalker stories told among Navajo children may be complete life and death struggles that end in either Skinwalker or Navajo killing the other, or partial encounter stories that end in a stalemate. Encounter stories may be composed as Navajo victory stories, with the Skinwalker approaching a Hogan and being scared away. Non-native interpretations of Skinwalker stories typically take the form of a partial encounter stories on the road, where the protagonist is temporarily vulnerable, but then escapes from the Skinwalker in a way not traditionally seen in Navajo stories that take place away from home. Sometimes Navajo children take European folk stories and substitute skinwalkers for generic killers like the Hook. Now, you're all familiar with the Hook, it's a dangling hook on the handle of the car door, the killer. So, the Skinwalker in a lot of ways, I tend to lump in with things like Dogman and Werewolf, but they're not. There's actually one called the Hue Chivo.
How about the Shadow Man?
The Hue Chivo is a legendary Mayan beast. It is half man, half beast creature with burning red eyes, and is specific to the Yucatan Peninsula. It is often said to be an evil sorcerer who can transform himself into a supernatural animal. In this case, usually a goat, dog, or deer, in order to prey upon livestock. In recent times, it's become associated with chupacabras, but it's specific to southeastern Mexican states of the Yucatan. A legend of Chavo activity is sporadically reported in the regional press. Local Maya near the town of Valladolid in Yucatan believe the Huchavo is an evil sorcerer, capable of transforming into a goat to do mischief and eat livestock. Now, this is a variation of the Mesoamerican Nahual, a human being who has the power to shapeshift into a jaguar. So what we're talking about here is not, just specific to Navajo culture. There are alliterations of this kind of in other Mesoamerican cultures. Specifically in Mesoamerican cultures. And those indigenous Mesoamerican cultures had similar species. The Skinwalker to me is exactly, as described, it's a sorcerer. We're not dealing with an animal. They have a mind of a human. So it's a very scary topic because the Skinwalker can walk among you and you wouldn't know they were a Skinwalker. They can go back and forth. And that's the thing with some of these Skinwalker stories. But I've got some Skinwalker stories here to share. I don't know if this helps or if this story is true, but I'll offer it up anyways. When I used to live in Arizona, my friend's father told me a story about one night when he was younger. He and his father were returning to their home on the reservation late at night. On their way there through the dirt roads, they started to see and hear things that didn't make sense. I remember him saying they heard the tips of a coyote, but they were labored and gurgled. almost like it was doing so with a throat full of water. They picked up their speed. I don't remember the details very clearly, but they ended up hitting a coyote at 35 miles an hour. They sped home as fast as possible. Later that night, whistling could be heard, and one of their sheepdogs that was asleep outside was killed. They went into town that morning to the hospital to deal with some minor injuries that occurred during that night, and overheard an older lady in the next room over complaining about someone who hit her with a truck. She then proceeded to accurately describe the truck they had been driving the night previously. She left, and the doctor at the time, who was a family friend, brought them the collar of the sheepdog that had been massacred the night before. The information she provided, and the collar ruled out that it was just a coincidence for me. When my friend's father told the story, he was timid and slow. But there was still a chance that lady would show up.
Objectives detected. Incoming mission critical message.
Skinwalker.
Fuel scooping.
Let's see here. I had this experience that happened to me when I was about 8 or 9 with my parents. Every time I think of the story or talk about it or try to tell someone, I literally get goosebumps and my eyes water. Even typing this, I have goosebumps and my eyes are watering. I've accidentally found this subreddit, and I have those who have the same goosebumps again. I do believe what I saw as a child was a skinwalker, and now I'm really frightened. Before I dive into my encounter, does anyone know any more information that's actually legit? I live on the east coast of the United States. I was in a park with my mother and father when I was just a kid. I was playing on the playground while the sun was going down. My parents told me we had to leave. So we started walking back to the parking lot. As we walked through this very heavily wooded park, me and my mother would see something. We were in a more open, circular, green, grassy area surrounded by total forests. We were on one side, and this thing came out of the woods on the other side. "John, look at that over in the woods," my mother says to my father. I grabbed my mother's hand and asked her what it was. She just said in this really shaky voice, "I don't know, but it's not normal." My dad proceeded to tell us it's just a deer and to keep moving before we scare it. But then this creature looked at us. It wasn't super close, so all I could see was this white thing on all fours, with a head shaped like a dumb, stereotypical alien you see on TV. It was not something I've ever seen. And it noticed us 100%. It walked forward. Then it stood up on 2 legs and walked closer. Not like an animal anymore, but like a human. I can still make out its face, and to this day, can't. But it wasn't a fucking deer. When it would switch to the 2 legs, it still looked like this white, oddly shaped thing. Again, like the typical alien we see on TV. My mother and I stood in total shock, fear, and awe. We didn't move our bodies. The only thing we moved was our hands clasped, which grew tighter and tighter. My father, on the other hand, is a total disbeliever in anything supernatural or religious. So him being totally fine was just standing there watching what he thought was a deer. After this scares the living shit out of us and made our spines tingle, we turned around and ran back into the woods. First on 2 legs, then on all 4. My mother and I didn't speak about it until we got into the safety of our home back in the city, a good hour from this foresty park. But to this day, only me and my mother really remember what we saw and how bone-chilling it was. As I said, I literally cannot talk about it, or even write this, without having to wipe my eyes, which just keep watering, and my nose, which keeps running. I can wipe away my tears and snot, but the goosebumps remain.
How many white deers are there?
Albino deer? Yeah.
Is there really?
Yeah, there's white deer.
I've never seen one before, I guess.
Do you even have deer in Florida?
Of course, they're smaller than up north, but yeah, we got plenty of deer here.
Yeah, there's Seneca white deer, and then there's albino white deers.
Wow, I didn't know that. But they're pretty. Yeah, we got plenty of deer in Florida. Like I said, they're just smaller. Turkey too, smaller than up north.
Yeah, so here we go, right here.
Got one?
Yeah, I got one. I'll show you. There we go.
Okay.
Let's see what a white deer looks like.
Thank you.
So if you got, never seen a deer before, here's one. And it's white.
Oh, look how pretty. I have never seen one before. A white one. Wow. Ones they got pink eyes too, right?
Not these deer.
They got brown
Albino
eyes?
deer would have pink eyes, but these are Seneca deer.
Okay. That's like the normal color for them, huh?
Looks like it.
Wow.
I don't know if this belongs here, but here it is. When I was a kid, I had a terrifying experience, which, although I've grown out of, I still remember it. It kind of brings me chills. One day, I was sleeping. I had the habit of covering my face while sleeping. I woke in the middle of the night, somewhere between 2 or 3 hours. So I took off the cover because it was hot. And I saw a huge, dark figure, big horns, standing in the middle of the room. I was terrified and screamed from the fear and immediately covered my face in the blanket, which I started crying from fear until morning. When I had the courage to take off the cover, I realized there was nothing there anymore. I always think that maybe I'm just imagining because your brain can play tricks on you. So I just was simply scared of the idea that I was too dangerous. I was sleeping, I was scared. I was there. But I can tell you this. What I described is exactly what it was. If I had any experiences like this, share. It's good to talk about this. Because ever since that time, I didn't experience any of that, not even sleep paralysis. So wherever it is, it feeds on me. It's just a fear for kids' hallucination.
Was anything scary when you were a kid like that in your room? I thought you did bed one time.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
See? I did. Can you share that story, Pete?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Oh, what? Yeah, they're just short and sweet. Just out in the middle of the desert, in the middle of the night, a little bit north of Vegas, just south of where Sheep Mountain area is. Full moon. And I ended up getting chased by something that was really fucking fast, really large, and ran on 2 hind legs.
See? Tell me that's not a skinwalker.
And no, the last part of the story, the crazy part was, when I tried to take off, hit the back of the car down there. It was like a big ass rake mark down the side, left side of the
Damaged
car.
the vehicle. He had evidence even. How
Yeah.
scary is that?
Except for my buddy's dad, worked for the Air Force, and that car got taken away that morning and immediately replaced.
See, that's the other
And we were told never to talk about it again. I was like, fuck you, dude. I'm telling you, everybody I'm fucking about this shit. What the fuck was that? Right, I'm like, when you first see it, it's on all fours, and I'm just, you're thinking, oh shit, there's a fucking mountain lion or something. I'm like, wait, that thing just lifted up, and it's running on its back legs, and it's sped up even faster. I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Not having it.
That's scary. And that's not like a skinwalker to you, Pete?
It does.
And it's in the right area, right?
Like Nevada test site and all that's north of there, and then there are now a lot of that area out there is now cordoned off by the U.S. Air Force. Like all sorts of like hidden aqueducts and tunnels that lead to underground places, I'm guessing. Watch stations or something like that. Yeah, like munitions or something like that now. So that's it. Far enough outside the city and everything, so if anyone ever happened, you'd survive. But
That's my favorite stories.
yeah, there's a lot of weird shit in the like especially at the northern Mojave.
I
A
can
lot of
imagine.
weird there's a ton of weird shit out there. Like closer you
A lot
get
of
to the
people.
test site too, you'll start seeing the life forms start getting bigger than, like you'll see desert tortoises that are, twice the size of a normal. Shit like that.
Wow. Wow, I've been radiated.
Mm-hmm. insects that their colors are kind of off, things like that, like weird random mutations, things like that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Things born with 2 heads or like 2 feet. Saw a
Mosquitoes?
jackrabbit one time that, you know, its back left foot actually had part of another foot growing out of basically its like right above where its ankle and shit was.
Cargo scoop
Oh, wow.
retracted.
And I was
Maybe
like,
it was a
what?
twin or something.
Weird.
Like mosquitoes probably sound like bumblebees are so big, right?
I don't think there are mosquitoes in the desert.
No,
I got some comments here.
probably not. Mosquitoes need
Shari Barbarian, sorry. Used to see things coming over me, take me places in the night. Still remember. I used to look at the covers of books in the library, searching for what I saw. Found an abduction testimony.
3, 2,
Shari, that's absolutely.
engage.
I had a dream. I was abducted. A couple months back.
Really?
Yeah, I talked about it.
Shit.
I don't remember.
I was out on a highway and they beamed me up, and I woke up before I was on the ship. Like I woke up when I was in the beam. That's when I woke up in the beam.
I don't remember this story. Wow. Okay.
But you know, just having a dream like that was unsettling. So I can't imagine what it would be like to actually live through an experience. And Shari says I had issues with sleeping for a long time, to say the least. Well, I wouldn't doubt that.
Bet.
And who could blame you?
Nobody. It's terrifying.
Yeah, the abduction phenomenon is unsettling. It's very unsettling.
Nobody
There's
wants to
not
be
much you
taken.
can do about it.
No.
And, you know,
Take it against their will.
they tend to abduct in families,
Yeah.
and they also tend to abduct over the course of a lifetime.
Yeah. At least that's what's usually reported.
And there are some really early ones from like the 1800s. I was listening to some show talking about it. I wish I could find them. That people reported very weird encounters with giant white rabbits, and
Huh?
these were abduction encounters. But like the same way people remember owls, you know, these people remembered rabbits. It's just they couldn't conceptualize what was happening to them.
Yeah, you had the subconscious filling in the blanks.
Okay.
You get the same thing like in other like post-traumatic situations. Like the brain will concoct a delusionary fantasy to cover up the real memory because it's too fucked up for your brain to comprehend or ever remember without breaking again.
Started with single personality. Protector.
Yeah, you start building altars and all that sort of shit. And end up a monarch.
So I just want to touch on this real quick because this is old. And we'll get back to this kid over here. There's one case of attempted abduction that was reported in conjunction with the mystery airships of the late 19th century. Colonel H.W. Shaw's account was published in the Stockton, California Daily Mail in 1897. Shaw claimed that he and a friend were harassed by 3 tall, slender humanoids whose bodies were covered in a fine, downy hair. The beings tried to accost or kidnap Shaw and his friend, who were able to fight them off. So that's one from 1897, during the mystery airship flaps. And I did a video about, I did a live stream, a solo live stream back when I used to do Saturday night shows about the mystery airships. So if you want to go back and check that one, that's on this channel. You don't have to go to BitChute to see that one. Yeah, I think it's just called Mystery Airships. But yeah, that's definitely an old one.
Phantom airships.
Yeah, the abduction case of Colonel H.G. Shaw, 1896. Paleo abductions.
Yeah, I'm guessing they'd want to do long-term study on the effects of the environment on the genetics, and then see
Mission
different
objective
interbreeding that's going on, everything else.
Scan detected. Scan detected.
What type of breeding again, Ben? What did you say?
What are you talking about?
Interbreeding with aliens. To try,
Interbreeding.
like
Yeah,
the mini series about aliens.
Yeah, it's alright. But yeah, they could be tampering with genetics. They could actually be like altering and pairing people up on purpose over a long period of duration, just to see like maybe they found something peculiar in one strain of like DNA or glitch in an RNA set or another genetic line, and mix these two together.
Vaser says. San Diego swears he love walks in. I believe you continue to tell that story and how it's going to show. Brett Learmouth says, I was a 7-year-old kid. After getting a gang beating and rolled into a gully, something big picked me up with one hand and left me by the closest stream. Let out a loud roar and left. People helps me.
What?
Yeah, what kind of nut stuff is that? Now I can't see if the skinwalker. Maybe it was a dogman or a Bigfoot. That's crazy. I don't know how to imagine it. What are evil witches? I wouldn't mind absinthe, but don't like licorice. Yeah, that Annis, you really gotta have a taste for licorice. Joseph Walker's been talking in line. He's a skinwalker because he pooped himself. Well, thank you, Joseph. I pooped myself. White now. Then Joseph Walker accused me of domestically abusing my wife. Thank you. Skinwalkers talk about creatures that would return to possess or disguise themselves as animals. The Navajo people. Witchcraft is still a part of their spirituality. As such, witchcraft is one of culture, history, and traditions. Witches exist alongside humans and are not supernatural. The Navajo believe that there are places where the powers of the need are present, but those powers can be used for evil. Medicine men utilize these powers to heal and aid members of their communities, while those who practice Navajo witchcraft seek to direct the spiritual forces to cause harm or misfortune to others. This type of Navajo witchcraft is known as the witchery way, which uses human corpses as ways to extract from the bones and concoctions are used to curse, harm, or kill entities. The knowledge of these powers is passed down from the elders through the generations. The Navajo are part of a larger culture. It also includes the Pueblo people, Apache, Hopi, and Ute, and other groups that also have their own versions of the skinwalkers. That each includes a malevolent witch capable of transforming itself into a human. Among these tribes, a number of stories and descriptions have been told throughout the years about the skinwalkers. Sometimes these witches evolved from living their lives as respected healers or spiritual guides, who later chose to use their powers for evil. Although they can be either male or female, they are more often male.
Shields.
They walk freely among the tribe during the day and secretly transform into a color. In order to become a skinwalker, he or she must be initiated by a secret society that requires the evilest of deeds, the killing of a close family member, most often a sibling. After this task has been completed, the individual then acquires supernatural powers, which gives them the ability to shapeshift into animals. Most often they are seen in the form of coyotes, wolves, foxes, cougars, dogs, and bears, but can take the shape of any animal. Then they wear the skins of the animal and transform into hence the name skin. Sometimes they also wore animal skulls or antlers atop their head, which brought them more power. They chose what animal they wanted to turn into depending on the abilities needed for particular tasks, such as speed, strength, endurance, stealth, claws, and teeth. They may transform again if trying to escape pursuit. Because of this, Navajo consider it taboo as members to wear the pelt of any predatory animal. However, sheepskin, rather buckskin, works. The skinwalker are also able to take possession of the bodies of human victims and the person locks eyes with them. After taking control, the witch can make its victim do and say things that they wouldn't otherwise. Once they were shapeshifted, one way they could tell, others could tell that they were wearing humans, because their eyes are very different from those of animals. Instead, their eyes are very human, and when the lights are shining, they turn gray. The evil society of witches gather in dark caves or secluded places for several purposes: to initiate new members, plot their activities, harm people from a distance with black magic, and perform dark ceremonial rites. These ceremonies are similar to other tribal affairs, including dancing, feast rituals, and sand painting, but were corrupted with dark connotations. The evildoers are also said to engage in sexual activity with corpses, cannibalism, grave robbers. During these gatherings, skinwalkers shapeshift into animal forms or go about naked, wearing only beaded jewelry and ceremonial paint. The leader of the skinwalkers is usually one hand, Skinwalkers also have this fear of the evil, minds control their thoughts and behavior, causing disease and illness, destroying death. Those who have talked to their community describe a number of ways to know if a skinwalker is evil. They make sounds with their nose, such as knocking on windows, scraping on the roof. On some occasions, they may be spied peering in through windows. More often, they appear in front of vehicles in the hopes of causing a serious accident. It is said that in addition to being able to shapeshift, the skinwalker is also able to see creatures of the night, such as birds. Some are able to call up the spirits of the dead and animate the corpse to attack their enemies. Because of this, they will its supernatural powers are enhanced, since they are said to run faster than cliffs. They are truly fast and shacks and water fires. When they have been seen, they will describe as not quickly, but they are usually able to see a creature wearing tattered shirts or jeans. The skinwalker kills out of greed, anger, anguish, spite, and rage. Also robs graves for personal wealth and collect much needed ingredients for use in black magic. These witches live on the unexpired lives and will continue to kill and punish themselves. Skinwalkers and other witches have long been known to draw many lovers to strongholds and dragons, certain deaths. Even smaller individual problems such as rainstorms during dances, alienation, affliction, mates, death of livestock, and reversal of fortune will often be believed as well. Most apparent with the Navajo witch. This was most apparent with the Navajo witch plague of 1878, which initially evolved from a cultural response to so many people moving across and into their needs. After a series of wars were expired, the Navajo were expelled from their land and forced to march to the Mosque in New Mexico. Many people suffered from bad weather, failed crops, illness, and death, losing their numbers dramatically. After 4 years, the government finally admitted they had made a mistake, and the Navajo were allowed to return to their home in the Four Corners area. During these years, many of the tribal members were said to have turned into shapeshifters to escape the terrible conditions. The the meantime, the rest of the tribe were convinced that their gods had deserted them. Once the people had returned to their homeland, their conditions improved, but the dreaded skinwalkers, for whom they blamed for their years on the bleak reservation, were still among them. Accusations of witchcraft were hunting the skinwalkers began. When someone found a collection of witch artifacts wrapped in a copy of the Treaty of 1868, tribal members unleashed deadly consequences. The Navajo witch purge occurred in 1878, in which 40 Navajo suspected witches were killed in order to restore harmony and balance to the tribe. Today, most of the tales of sightings of these witches do not include death or injury, but rather numerous people told stories of swift animals running alongside their vehicles, matching their speed. After a short period, however, they run off into the wilderness. Along the way, these animals sometimes turn into a man who sometimes bangs on the hood. Another story tells of a man who was making repairs on an old ranch home when he began to hear loud laughter coming from the nearby sheep pens. Thinking he was alone, he went to investigate and found all of the sheep but one huddled in the corner of the pen. However, there was a lone ram separated from the group that was standing upright and laughing in a very human manner. After the man locked eyes with the ram, he sees that its eyes are not that of an animal, but very like a human's. The animal then casually walked away on all four legs. Some say they have seen them running through the night, sometimes turning into a fiery ball, leaving streaks of color behind them. Others have seen angry-looking humanoid figures looking down on them from cliffs, mountains, and mesas. In the 1980s, one of the most notable events occurred when a family was driving through the Navajo reservation. As they slowed to make a sharp curve, something jumped from the ditch. It was described as black and hairy and wore a shirt and pants. A few days after this event, at their home in Flagstaff, Arizona, the family was awakened to the sounds of large drumming and chanting. Outside of their home were three dark forms of men outside their fence. However, these shadowy creatures were seemingly unable to climb the fence and soon left. These events have occurred in the Four Corners areas of southwest Colorado, southeast Utah, northeastern Arizona, and northwest New Mexico. In the 1990s, a ranch in northeastern Utah, far away from the Navajo reservation, became the partial focus of the skinwalkers, called the Sherman Ranch, the Skinwalkers Ranch. This place has a history of UFOs, aliens, cattle mutilation. Located in a Ute Indian reservation, these people have long thought that the Navajo put a curse on their tribe in retribution for many pursued transgressions, and since then the Skinwalkers have faced these people. Witchcraft represents the antithesis of Navajo culture and values and is not tolerated. They work to avoid it, prevent it, and cure it in their daily behaviors. However, when it exists, the laws have always said that when a person becomes a witch, they have forfeited their humanity and their right to exist, so they should be killed. However, skinwalkers are notoriously hard to kill and attempts are usually unsuccessful. Trying to kill one will often result in the witch seeking revenge. Successfully killing requires the assistance of a powerful shaman who knows spells and rituals that can turn the skinwalker's evil back upon itself. Another alternative is to shoot the creature with bullets that have been dipped into white ash. However, this shot must hit the witch in the neck or the head. Traditionally, the Navajo will not speak with outsiders about these creatures for fear of retribution by the skinwalkers. For that matter, it's a taboo subject amongst the natives themselves. They say you're not supposed to talk about these things because then they get you to get their attention, you know.
Same thing with demons, yeah.
Yeah, so this skinwalker topic, you know, it's old. It's an old topic. Very old topic. These people have been dealing with these skinwalkers for who knows how long. Hundreds of years.
Something to it, though.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely something to it.
Are there a dimensional rift or something somewhere nearby?
The sheep things were creepy. Laughing at you.
Standing up on fucking back legs, laughing at you.
Right. You envision it with its little, with one of its front legs on its stomach, laughing at you, throwing its head back. With its creepy human eyes. Ew.
Yeah, that's when you just come straight from the hip and
Mission
bam.
objective
That's right, I was
detected.
gonna say.
Be like, yeah, you stay right
Or if you
there.
don't kill it, it's going to come back in.
Who's laughing now? Yeah, it's true.
Zorgo. Thank you, Zorgo. Zorgo says, according to Navajo world tradition, the skinwalkers used to be good. something happened and they turn wicked.
Scan detected.
I also hear that they see backwards rituals. You know, that's not uncommon in the occult to do things backwards. Oh, Nicole below. Yeah, I got that link you sent me on Facebook right before. Thank you very much. Yeah, I saw the Facebook group. I did see the same incident. So I was going to mention that. So, John Kissel. Uh-oh, Pete. Green Fairy going to defend you from the skinwalker. I'm not too worried about skinwalker. I don't think you're going to skinwalker. If I lived out in Arizona, it would be a different story. In fact, if you're skinwalker, it's coming back at me. I don't think the last thing you want is a skinwalker without its fucking targets.
Yeah, like, there would also be this one too.
Target shields offline.
It'd just be like, hey, you want some?
Take a toke off of this. Skinwalker.
Get that close to it to ask it.
No. If it's close enough for me to see it, you know, and it is what it is, I'm like, what are you gonna do? Do you want it to your face or to your ass?
Scan detected.
Run them,
Thermal attack.
More than anything, I'd probably keep eye contact with it, stay calm, and almost feel like a mirror of it. Stay calm. Don't feed it fear. Fear is the mind killer.
this thing ain't even afraid of me.
No, then I'm gonna find out if about 6 inches of cold fucking steel will make it through its hide.
Cold steel.
But you know, I'd rather like seeing something from the other side or another world or something. I'd rather try and like find a way to communicate. Yeah.
Okay. Sorgo is saying you can tell if an animal is a shapeshifter or skinwalker. Take a photo of one lunch and size of blue and light source. Make it into share that.
Warning. Impulse attack. Trajectory disruption.
It was like Odo from Deep Space Nine.
What?
It was like Odo from
Right.
Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
Well, you said the skinwalkers always hung out with like the natives and stuff back in the day. It could have been like elemental spirits or whatever. I'm like, try and sit down, offer it a peace pipe. You may remember that. That may be like what pissed them off in the first place. Because people stopped sitting down and smoking Buddha with them.
Target shields.
Smoke big green, call me Bruce Banner.
Target shields.
Transcendent to the overlay has some questions. Did the creature you saw make any vocal noises?
Yes. Extremely low guttural reverberations. Very similar to a large cat.
I was just going to ask you that. You start doing
What's that? It also, like, the other animal I can think of that kind of almost sounds like that is like a alligator. And they do that.
Yeah, I what you're talking about. Yeah, it's a guttural noise. I know exactly.
Yeah, but it's like when they start growling, because they growl too, that it's like a combination between like a cat and an alligator. Weird fucking sound to it. Very distinct. But it wasn't like, you know, a fucking roar or anything like that. It was just, you could hear it off in the distance, like the growl and everything, and silence, and then all of a sudden we saw that motherfucker take off and start coming our way. It's like, nope, nope, nope. We're going.
See, you didn't face it. You ran. You put your back to it, like I would do. Run. Try to at least.
Yeah, that part of the reason why I
Can't believe we got a whole car too. Shit.
But I also had somebody else thinking about it too. And I'd run into wild shit out there before.
I don't doubt that.
Hobby does it, man. You run across like coyotes and all that shit in the middle of the night. It's honestly what I thought it was at first, but I was like, until I started getting a real good look at it. It was like, coyote. It's kind of canine-ish.
Be afraid to find like sunken graves out there.
No, yeah, more than likely with all the shit out in the end of the desert and everything. If there was anything, it's probably something got loose. Or running around with biological testing, or could have been something they picked up in the shit throwing up. Coyote that mutated from being around radiation too long. But on 2 legs, that shit was crazy. Like, that's what made me run. Because I was like, when it came our way, I was just like, alright. I was rocks or whatever. But when I saw it lift up and saw how big it was, I was like, oh shit. I don't have anything off me big enough to hurt that thing. That was the only option left.
Now, Dove Sunseed Sword says, Uni May. Well, that's definitely something. I'll show you the spreadsheet. What I should do with that after we use the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet would be a lot better if I used it, rather than just keep adding stuff to it. And then we got to do
Target destroyed.
You're doing good, buddy.
it. Yeah, I'm doing great. Things are fucking great. They're only getting better. I'm doing all right, getting good grades. Future's so bright.
Gotta wear shades.
I gotta wear shades. What is this shit? This is my topics list of this fucking version 2. Topics list. What topic are we on now? Let me see if Skinwalker's is on here.
Cargo scoop deployed.
Topic list. 478 topics. That's how many videos I should have made by now. Some of these I did make videos of, like the Aether Society, so you can find that, Count Saint Germain, the Crypto Civilization, Fabian Society, Gulf Breeze 6, Lilith. So I do come back to those. Saint Germain on Alchemy, that's a book. Shaven Mysteries did that. Tavistock Institute did that. Sorry, Tavistock. I always say Travistock. I'm so used to seeing it. Travis. Right. Tavistock Institute. The Ancient Sidars. The Hidden 36 Righteous Ones. The Hidden City of Death Valley. Valiant Thor. The Vatican. Zoroaster. Sanat Kumara. I got Sanat Kumara on my list. Haven't done a video about him. Maybe I'll be, like I'm trying to get a video done this weekend.
Bang it out, man.
It's written, I just gotta film it, you know?
Yeah.
Just fucking do it, man. Just
Yeah, I'm just hanging out this weekend because I got a 3-day weekend. I was off today. I did nothing. Very lazy day. So I'm gonna try and get some stuff done this weekend.
try and laboof that shit and fucking do it.
Busy all morning, man. Got a lot
Maybe
to do.
spread the spreadsheet, says Jay Call. That's what I got to do. Gotta spread the spreadsheet. Gotta use the spreadsheet. So yeah, these Skinwalker stories, they're around. You know, Coast to Coast AM frequently touches on the topic of Skinwalkers and Skinwalker Ranch. You know, it is a fairly popular subject in the realm of paranormal and unexplained. Zorgo says sometimes you need ideas on shelves for later. Always got to keep it fresh, no shame in being organized. Thanks, Zorgo. That's how I look at it. If I keep these lists, and I always have something to refer back to when I'm fucking stuck for time. And I've got 2 lists actually. The one list is for short videos, and the other list is for the High Strangeness show here. So yeah, Ginger Viking Jesus is saying, you've been busting your ass, Pete, doing this and working, plus the rough night you had last night, you earned it. Well, it wasn't that rough. I was okay. It was just throwing up. It wasn't the end of the world. But thank you, Ginger. John Kissel has been slacking on Piss Man also. You know what? You're right, John Kissel. You're right.
The world needs Piss Man right now. More than ever.
More than
Telling
ever.
you, bro.
Fishing Pro 64, I had an idea for a show I've had for a while, like real like MacGuffins, like Excalibur, Ark of the Covenant, Magic Rings. I think we did that. Didn't we do like magic objects, like the Spear of Long Giants and the Chinese sword that they found that was unrustable?
Yes.
You know, the Sword of Heaven or whatever it was called. I forgot what it was called, but
Yes.
yeah, we did that. You can find that one on BitChute.
Yep.
Yeah, we definitely did that. We did with cursed items, and we did like magical items like that, like
Torture items.
Yeah, we did torture. That was a rough show.
Oh my god, it was horrible.
What about
Yeah,
Solomon's Ring? Yeah, Zorgo, Solomon's Ring they used to control the demons of Gobi Temple, of course.
Control the elements.
Transcendent Cthulhu, have we done Poltergeist yet? Yes. Yes, we have done Poltergeist. You gotta remember, we've been doing this every night since April of
Last year.
2019.
Yep.
I don't know what the fuck is wrong with us, dude.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's just hundreds and hundreds of shows. I mean, we touched on so many topics. I don't know how I keep coming up with new shit. What's that?
Did you say we were like over 400 now or something
We
like
gotta
that?
be. We got,
Yeah.
well, let me say, April was a year. So that's like 360 at least.
Yeah.
There were some we missed here and there. So I want to say there's like
many.
360, 355 to 360 for the first year.
I mean, if I think about it, I think we only missed like about, what, maybe 3 or 4 days, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe?
There's a handful of them because we don't really miss it.
Yeah.
It's like, unless I'm not going to be here, like I had to go to a wedding, I didn't do a show.
Yeah.
You know, I had to be up for work early one day, I had for a meeting, I didn't do a show. You know, but it's like,
The rest of the time you're here.
the rest of the time we're fucking here every day. Zorgo, these topics are fascinating regardless. Always new info pops up every now and then. Yeah. DRK7 says you guys are awesome for it too. Thank you, DRK7.
Oh.
Did we ever do Wendigo? Yeah, did Wendigo
Yeah,
too.
we did it.
If you can imagine it, we've probably done it. And it's probably listed on BitChute. There's a creepy little book page on BitChute. I take all these videos down off of Facebook, off of YouTube after a certain amount of time. So I'll leave them up. So there's always like a week's worth of high strangeness on YouTube.
Yeah, check her on his bitch.
Check on the BitChute channel because that is the repository of everything. That's where all the high strangeness are. High strangeness. It's just like, you know, we've titled it Weird World. Paranormal stuff. You know, Paranormal Night. There was no name to it at that point. No structure at it yet either. And there were like 10 of us on here.
Oh my god, that's
Like 10 of
right.
us on here. DJ D be here.
Yep.
Passion's Drawing be here. Yeah, there'd be a lot of us. There'd be a lot of us on here. So yeah. Dr. Foreman Colossus, no doubts or determination. Oh, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is so fucking soft and spongy.
We're getting old.
Men in Black.
Frameshift drive charging.
No, S. Edwards, haven't touched that topic. Don't do stuff like that.
Ready to engage.
Yeah, I don't really address current issues. I like people to come here to a place to escape from current events. And there's so many people doing current events that do much better job than I do. Styx Hexhammer comes to mind.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he does great current event stuff. Razor Fist does great current event stuff, but I really don't touch on anything that has to do with that. I find it so unsavory. And most people know that guy didn't kill himself. I think we're all fucking aware of that. But, you know, it is. It's fucked up. It's a fucked up topic.
Yep.
I don't even stay up on that kind of shit. Like, I'm aware of it, but I'm not.
I've been
like,
tuning it all out because, like, seriously, I just don't fucking care
It's
anymore.
not the kind of stuff I research, you
I
know.
don't watch the fucking news anymore.
No, I'm not even. Like, they suspended my Twitter for like 9 days or whatever. It wasn't suspended, but they blocked my Twitter for like, no, not 9 days, a week. You know, and I don't care so much. Like,
I'll tell you what, a week without it, you probably feel pretty good.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
giving your mind a vacation.
I know.
Once I stopped doing Twitter, once I started staying away from Twitter, I started feeling a lot better about the world and life in general.
Yeah.
You got to remember that Twitter is a place where only like 20% of Americans are actually on.
Oh yeah, and if you look at even the stuff that might be trending, like the stuff that we talk about on entertainment or something, like Marvel, like there's a Captain Marvel comic book that they're talking about. Only had 1,000 retweets about some new writer for the comics. Like, so I don't even like that. Just looking at the numbers kind of puts a lot of that shit into perspective.
Yeah,
I mean,
we realize that most normal people are not on fucking Twitter.
Yeah, there's like more people are not on it than are.
Yeah. And most people don't care about it. Like, I of all my friends, I think I'm the only one who's on Twitter. But they're all on
It's for
Facebook.
content, but
And their kids are all on TikTok.
Yeah, that's the thing now with kids is TikTok. Yeah, I only talk to like you guys on Twitter.
Yeah, I haven't been on Facebook in years.
A very small group on Twitter I talk to.
I don't mind Facebook because I don't see a lot of bullshit on Facebook. Because the people I follow are people I know. The groups I follow are all UFO groups. So, like, I see a lot of UFO stuff, but I don't see it. I just totally avoid current events. I know what's going on. Like I talked about it last night. I know what's going on, but I don't like to dwell on it. This is a place to escape that.
Yep. Thank
It's
you.
a place to
That's
escape.
why we're all here.
S. Edwards, is the Illuminati too close to current events? Agenda 21. No, those aren't. We do talk about those things. I generally don't talk about, I don't really get into conspiracies a lot anymore because of the environment on YouTube. Now, I used to do more conspiracy-related stuff, but I don't want to risk the channel getting fucking nuked because I talked about the wrong thing. But we do talk about the Illuminati frequently. We've talked about Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030. I will get into those kind of topics. But I avoid, like I said, I avoid current events because you can't judge them until time has passed and you can look to them down the road, you know?
Yeah.
You can, current events look, hindsight is 2020.
Ginger, I'm right there with you. I miss MySpace. I'm like, we all did Tom so dirty.
We should all go sign up for MySpace again. Fuck it.
How funny. Freak him out.
Mary's asking live stream. BitChute does not have the capability to do live streams.
Yeah.
Scan detected.
Brett Learmouth is asking if I've done the Wahila mentioned in the Headless Valley. The Wahila is a giant animal that was prehistoric, I believe, said to still exist in the Nahane Valley. Have not touched on it specifically. Let me add, I could probably make a short video on it. I don't think we can do it here on live stream.
Yeah, that folded in.
There's probably not enough to talk about for an hour and a half, but you know, I definitely like the Nahane Valley. Favorite topics. Came across it by accident, the Valley of the Headless Man. Made a video about it. Actually, the video. Well, I mean, you guys know the people that I was talking to for like the last year back and forth, and we had gone out there with prison and everything. So those people found me because of that. Yeah. So they're a very special place in my heart. Mary's asking if I talked about Phil Schneider. Yes, made a video about it. There's a video about Phil Schneider. It's a short video. It's not high streams. But yeah, I did make I'm sure team. It's just Phil Schneider.
Frameshift drive charging.
I think it might have been called His Name Was Phil Schneider.
Ready to engage.
I also did Bill Cooper. I did Bill Phil Schneider and Bill Cooper. Videos about both. Asuka says, the funny thing about Illuminati, Agenda 21, Majestic 12, Reptilians, etc. stress me out more than current events, but it's also interesting. It is, but I think that, you know, as stressful as it is, crazy as these ideas are that we dwell on, there are machinations in this world that have been put into motion hundreds of years before any of us were born. You know, I always think of an institution like the Vatican. The Vatican doesn't think in decades. The Vatican thinks in centuries. They've been around for 2,000 fucking years, roughly. You know, they don't plan for tomorrow, they plan for next century. And don't think they're the only organization that does that. There are plots and plans that have been in motion for longer than many of us have. And there's not much we can really do about it. The one thing that I do feel very strongly about is the vote. I think that it's very important to vote, because I used to think voting didn't mean anything until a couple of years ago when I found out that it's not selected. I used to think they were selected, not elected. Then I learned the truth a couple of years ago. Because if they were selected, we would not be where we are right now.
Integrity compromised. Scan detected.
Oh my god, I just looked at MySpace.
Mainly reptilian, right? Reptilian conspiracy, maybe?
No, I'll talk about it. Just type in Phil Schneider.
I got it now. I did, and they got it for some reason.
As I worked, we've done a video on the Acropolis chamber dedicated to symbol. Did not even know the Vatican had an Acropolis with a chamber dedicated. But I have a whole playlist. I'm sorry, I have a whole playlist of Vatican videos on my channel. So like everything from possession to the fifth column, infiltration of the Vatican in 1958. Talk about that. So yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of short videos on the channel, you guys. I mean, like, what I recommend is go to the actual Creepy Little Book page. Here, I'm going to do it right now so we can all see it on the screen share. So,
to reorganize your playlists, too. You can
yeah, I need to redo that, because my playlists have been the same for a very
mine, too.
So, here we go. I'm just going to go to YouTube. I'm going to show everybody what I recommend you do. So here we are at YouTube. Go Creepy Little.
Frameshift drive charging.
Holy smokes, it does. So when you go to the Creepy Little Book page, the home page right here, okay, you click on videos, right? Everybody knows how to do this. You click on videos. Then sort by oldest. And what you'll get here is everything. I mean, this is everything. This is the interviews. This is back when I had the co-host. This is the Red Ghost of Arizona. This is where the show really starts to take form. Indrid Cold, St. Christopher, Flatwoods Monster, All Seeing Eye, Nahanni Valley, Giants, Flying Humanoids, Ouroboros. Here's the End Times, 3 Days of Darkness, The Flat Earth, Tarot, Jesus versus the Church, Reptilian Queen Hillary Clinton promises UFO disclosure. CERN Connection, Portals to the Temple of Baal in New York. You know, I used to, these videos like this, August 30th, Rise of the Antichrist, Reptilian Queen Hillary Clinton, CERN Connection, Portals. These videos are current event videos. And the Antarctica stuff was current event videos at the time. But the problem is that I cannot find current events about UFOs, about CERN portals, about the Antichrist coming, because every site that I use for research into these kind of fringe topics is focused on either what's going on in the fucking world or on QAnon bullshit. So it's like, where can a dude find something about some fucking CERN portals? I don't fucking know.
I did a video on that too, QAnon.
I did a video on QAnon. It's called The Cult of Q. Yeah, so I mean, as you can see, as I'm scrolling through here we go. Let me see. There's the Bill Cooper one. It's called Behold the Hour. This was a live stream with me and Bill Madden where we talked about Antarctica. That live stream got 5.2 thousand views. 5,000 views I used to get on live streams, people. Now I'm happy to get 500. Oh man, from the fucking mountains to the valley, right?
Shit, same here. I'm not getting that one either.
Fucking valley.
Everybody's diversifying out into all these other services, basically, because of ongoing
Censorship on YouTube, yeah.
BS.
I think I might start doing some stuff on Twitch, like occasionally. Here, maybe once a week, do a Twitch show.
Why not be?
I gotta figure out how that all works with the encoders and shit.
You gotta use OBS.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I always hear. You gotta use OBS, yeah. That's what I always hear.
I think the only way, you know, if you bring a guest or two on, it'd be through, like, Discord or something like that. Or maybe, Skype.
Yeah, you can. That's what I do when I record Rob. It's on Discord.
Hull integrity compromised. Scan detected.
Yeah, they've kind of gone off the deep end with their stuff lately, too.
Have they?
Yeah, it's like all these people have just got nipped off of there. Yeah, the channel. He goes, man, and stuff. It was like the last round of ones I was like, wait, dude, you guys hit a channel that's actually sponsored by YouTube. It's a history channel, and you demonetized your own channel.
My God. Are you serious?
It's the funniest shit.
Idiots, man.
I'm like,
It just shows you.
Shift drive.
hey, your algorithm's a little whack, man.
Ricky Larson gets instant monetization.
TWTG conference. We're creeping through the flashback episode. You want to see the first episode?
Oh my god.
You want to see the first episode of Creepy Little Book? Here it is. Oh wait, I didn't share the audio. Nope. That wasn't
Get
playing.
that? Get that? I don't know why they don't include the sound automatically.
Because you might not necessarily want to share the sound.
No.
You know, if you're...
Because it might have a. Yeah, you might not want to for
Song.
a song or
Copyright.
something.
Yeah, okay.
All right, everybody. Here's the first episode of Creepy Little Book. This was my old co-host, Elena Ray.
It's tall.
She is tall.
Magic is the cornerstone of the occult. It's been around for a long ass time, since the earliest of human culture.
And magical practices have been found in every corner of the globe and all throughout history.
Magic developed as a way to influence, understand, and experience both the physical and spiritual world through ritual and ceremonial practices.
This could include specific language and words or gestures and symbols.
Magic is closely related to religion and science, and the ancient past lines between them end up being pretty blurry.
Blurry as your mama's life, in a unique way. Magic's similar to religion, but the major difference is secrecy. Religion is more publicly, and magic, not so much.
Which means secret. Like your secret jerk-off sock.
There are many different types of magic. Some are used to attempt to discover glimpses of the future. Others attempt to communicate with the dead or conjure up and control spiritual entities.
It is used for protection from misfortune and evil, to team wealth and power, to kill illness. It is application for the top of your entrance.
The people who practice magic large are
I'm not talking about
magicians were born. Some got professional players like up in the third moon, and they were magicians. Ordinary students of magic became specialists.
in all types of flavors. You got your sorcerer, your soothsayers, your wizards.
You got witches, your enchanters, your mages, your shaman, necromancers. The list goes on and on.
There's a lot. I think.
No, we're only just scratching.
Secret role.
So check Check back next time for more fascinating information from the creepy little book. And don't forget to
Share and subscribe.
that's right. Thanks
Thanks
a
for
lot.
watching.
As the first episode. That's it. That's that.
It's like, kick it out.
5 years ago. 595 views on that video. So I'm back where I was 5 years ago now.
Hey, you know what though?
Might as well be back to fucking square one.
Hear that, guys? You need to share it out. Share it out. Share
Hey.
it out.
Look at the bright spot and all that though. You're saying you're right there in the back. I'm like, dude, at least you're still here. Think of how many of your friends like have been here and gone and back again multiple times because they're dumb. You survived. I know, because our options for everything right now are pretty fucking abysmal. When you look around, you're like, really? This is our best options? Fuck.
YouTube's not so bad. It's just like the censorship, the algorithm, the favoritism. I mean,
To like roll it back, but they're not. They're getting too much money, too much corporate influence, stuff like that. So it's all locked down.
absolutely. That's what's really annoying. It's like, well,
It's everything is. If you can't put it on network TV, it doesn't need to be here. Pretty much.
yeah. Except I got rid of network TV because I didn't want network TV.
Right?
Yeah, well, network
Search
TV
for
just
something on
follows
YouTube, and that's all you get.
Yeah.
I search for anything on YouTube. I get CBS, National Geographic, ABC, you know, like CNN. I don't want none of that shit. I want YouTube weirdos. I don't want this fucking TV shit.
And all the shows have their own channels.
Right, I'm like, where's all the absolutely
shit
retarded
on the very
channels?
people that created their fucking platform. Fuck you, small people.
Fantastic Daily. I mean, where's like my
Yeah,
Pink
I
Man
know.
and all that sort of stuff.
Well, Fantastic Daily quit on his own. He didn't get moved.
That's true.
He didn't get moved. He just stopped. He rebranded and then stopped. I don't know.
Jenna Marbles canceled herself too. Or the Jenna Marbles is one of those big ones, one of the corporate ones.
Yeah.
So your YouTubers, and you got your corporate YouTubers, and your corporate YouTubers are on like the Fine Brothers React sort of channels.
Oh yeah, the Try Guys, the fucking BuzzFeeds, that
Yeah, I mean, which really, they should be over on YouTube Red.
Yeah.
Be like, if you want to watch those people, you gotta pay to watch those people. I'm totally not that go.
Right.
Remember when TV hated YouTube and did everything they could to fuck them?
Yep.
When they
You don't wanna
copyrighted
do it.
everything and fucking sent fucking cease and desists and shit?
Yep, can't beat them, join them.
Zorgo says he pulled off the greatest scam in history. Fantastic Daily ripped off his Patreon and fan base. Well, I don't know anything about that.
Wow.
I imagine he would shut down his Patreon once he stopped doing the show. Who knows?
Yeah, Mazers, I remember when it was broadcast yourself. I also remember when Google was, don't be evil.
Yeah.
Notice that one away. Quietly. I'm like, why was that about? That's right, 'cause she ain't playing anymore. That's right. We were gonna take your babies the whole time.
They're just stupid.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, that's why you see what I do. I'm a jackass on Twitter most of the time. You know, everything else I just make fun of it. I'm like, I can't take most shit in this world seriously anymore, because when you actually understand where it all comes from, how it all interconnects, you're just like, This is some hard-ass bullshit.
Yes.
And it really boils down to somebody had a bad feeling about something else somebody did or said or whatever, and it drug everybody else in the world into it. Right, fuck your feelings. Go away. Be like, you know what? Why don't you come sit down and have a laugh? You know, have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up if you ain't got anything good to say. Goes for me too. I should take my own advice every once in a while.
Oh, yeah, too. Oh yeah, but people like it when you complain about stuff sometimes. That's the other thing, no?
Oh,
But
love it. Yeah.
it's like I'll just complain about. I'm not out there trying to ban anything. I'm just out there trying to riff on it and make fun of shit.
But that's why I come here every night, because I'm like, we get to talk about some cool shit and everything, have fun, laugh. You know, it's like getting the fuck away from all that for a minute.
And learn something.
Right.
See, I found just making fun of the ridiculous by playing dumb really helps too.
Mm-hmm.
The video we just did now.
Boobs help too.
Huh?
Oh, okay.
Boobs help too.
Yeah. No, just the whole that Hamilton musical's trending.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, I thought
I might
they
watch
only
it.
had the people who were the thing play the thing. Oh, that doesn't matter. I thought they didn't like these people because they were bad people. Now we're glorifying them by
Yeah, right?
reverse minstrel showing them.
Oh yeah, you know why?
He was from like the
Because people
Caribbean
don't
or
know.
something, wasn't he?
I don't know.
He's from some island.
Our integrity compromised.
Well, you know what? I know how I'm gonna win an Academy Award.
Scan detected.
I'm gonna do Roots, but reverse all the races.
No, just make it historically accurate. That'll piss them off.
No, yeah, I do it like that. Make it a comedy.
All right. Well, I see folks who are connecting that tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up now. I do really appreciate you tuning in with us night after night, day after day, as we delve into here. Like I said, I highly recommend you go check out some of these old channels, old videos on the channel. Like I said, go to the homepage, sort by oldest, check out some of those videos because they are evergreen. There is a lot of great information in them. Just don't want you to miss out on some of the great stuff that Drake's Lunatic for $2. Thank you, Drake's Lunatic. Whatever streaming service you go to, I will follow. Well, thank you, Deranged. I do appreciate that. I really do thank you. I'm going to stay here on YouTube. I was just thinking about branching out a little bit, maybe doing something on Twitch. Maybe a Saturday afternoon on Twitch. I can figure out how to do it.
Just solo that shit, man.
That's exactly what I would. It would just be a solo, on Twitch. I just talk about a variety of topics. But we'll see. I'm having enough trouble fucking. I don't know how well it would go when I'm on a 4-year-old screaming and my 1-year-old crying. We'll see how it works. The reason I do these at night is because they're asleep. So trying to do one in the afternoon when my son's like, Daddy, 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 that might not work out. Oh. So listen, thanks for being here tonight. Really do appreciate it. Check the description of this video, because in there you will find links to my Twitter, email, and get in touch with me to share your scary stories. There's a link to Teespring. There's also one at the top of the chat. Up there you can see the Resist Reptilians mug. I hope you check out the Teespring streams. A lot of great stuff on there. I hope you like the designs. Maybe pick something up for yourself. Patreon link. Thank you to my Patreon supporters. You've stuck with me for a very long time. I really appreciate it. If you're in a position to be a Patreon supporter, it's $1 a month. It's a quarter a week. It's like buying a cup of coffee. So, if you're in a position to financially do so, please consider subscribing to me. And everybody's channel links are down in the description of the video, so please subscribe to them too. And as we do, I want to say thank you to Dwayne Lunatic, Joseph Aldrin, Wild G, Joe Freed, and Ginger Viking Jesus for the $5 one just coming in here. Ginger Viking Jesus is a great show, y'all. Love delving into the world of weird. I mean, I am weird, so it's hashtag creepy. Thank you, Ginger Viking Jesus. Much appreciated. So I'm going to thank Ginger Viking Jesus as well for your generous super chats, everybody. They're much appreciated. Never expected it. And as we do, this has been the Creepy Little Book Live, and you've been listening to High Strangeness, the #1 late-night paranormal podcast on YouTube. I'm your host, Pete, and with me tonight was Adorable the Horrible, Mecha Random 42, and Dear Timothy Steve. Until tomorrow night, folks, stay creeped out.
Cargo scoop retracted. Cargo scoop deployed. Cargo scoop retracted. Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 3, 2, 1, engage. Mission objective detected. Scout detected. Scout detected. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two,
Very pleased to receive you, Commander. Ground crew have been informed of your arrival. Approach safely. Approval granted. Plot route for approach to landing pad 05.
Landing gear deployed. Scan detected.
Landing complete. You may alight when ready. Greetings, Commander.
Incoming message.